Hello everyone, this is Petko Alexandrov and I continue with another great example for our setup. The counter trend line started just from where I ended the previous video. So you can see that this candlestick that failed to close above the 14,000. I think I was somewhere in here when I was recording the previous video. And after such a candlestick, if I zoom it, you will see it in details. You see the price went up and down, huge volatility, but fails to close above the 14,000. As I have mentioned a few times during the course, the round numbers always matter. So the buyers were not strong enough to push above the $14,000, and then we had a great counter trend line. Okay, right over here you can see that I have one touch and then a second touch, but even if at that moment the price succeeded to break above, you see that I don't really have a clear failure of the recent low. This is kind of low, but not really a new formed low, okay? It's just a negative candle and then positive candle. Now this is a failure of the low. So you see there are a couple of candlesticks, a little bit of reversal formation over here known as salsa. So it looks like a salsa, you know, the one we put below the coffee cup. But anyway, I'm not a huge fan of these formations and patterns. What I'm looking at is the lows and the highs and the failures, and this is where the buyers show that they're stronger than the sellers and they don't allow the price to go below that low. So the low here was at 13,216. So you see that's a huge move, guys, going down from 14,100 down to 13,200. That's a very bearish move of almost $1,000, okay, $900. However, the price failed to take the low and I had just the perfect setup, okay? A strong counter trend line, one touch, second touch, and here the price failed one and second time, even third and fourth time, even there were no touches, but still the price failed. And then we have the failure of the recent low, the thing I'm looking for, and then an impulsive break. Okay, you see a long candlestick closed nearly on the extreme and the bigger part of the candlestick is above the counter trend line, so it's a great opportunity to buy again. And this time I have bought another piece of Tezos. Okay, so if I show you my wallet at the moment, I will show you just the PDF so it will make more sense to you. So the last cycle has finished for me on the 31st of October with relatively smaller profit from what I had previously with the last cycles, but that depends a lot on the market, guys. Okay, and as I've mentioned in the previous video, most of the money flow now into the Bitcoin due to the US elections, which are actually today. We'll see if they will reflect somehow the Bitcoin or the market. And we are the second wave of coronavirus lockdowns in most of the countries. So yep, there will be unexpected times, but it happens all the time that there are huge events on the market. So we cannot always expect constant profits from the Bitcoin or the cryptocurrencies or any of the other assets. In this case, one more time, the moves were with the Bitcoin and it gained a lot more than some of the other cryptos, something unusual as you saw in the course, but again I stick to the system and I follow it strictly. So the last cycle ended on 31st of October 2020, and then what I have is the new period starting at the 31st of October 2020. We'll see how far we will go, and these are the assets that I have for the moment. And the last one is the Tezos at a lower price from where I have bought it the first time in the cycle. But what I wanted to show you actually is the last time when I sold the Tezos. You can see that it was at the price of $6.75. Okay, and now I'm buying it at $3.75, $3.28. Okay, This is 50% lower price from where I sold it, okay, back in August. So that's the idea of the whole system I'm showing in this course with so many examples. I just wanted to catch them one after another. If I was holding the Tezos or the Link or the Ripple or any of the others during this time, I would have lost so much and I wouldn't take these profits that I took, okay? So what I do, I buy and then with the fantastic target of Fibonacci, I sell at a more expensive price. Only the assets that are on profit, and then I buy them on cheaper prices. Okay, here you see exactly how it goes. I sold the Tezos at 675. I'm buying it now one time at 375 and then 328, which is more actually than 50% cheaper from where I sold it in August. Alright, so that's my type of investment. I don't want to buy and hold forever because this way I'm not taking profits. I prefer to buy, hold until I have profits, sell it and buy it on a cheaper price. That's the thing I want you to learn from this course. That's the thing I want you to learn from me. I will keep recording, of course, more examples, but this is how the smart guys I do it. And I don't say I'm a smart guy, but I have quite a lot of experience now to know what I need to do. And this is how I do it. Of course, you can modify the system, make it even better. If you share your ideas with me, it will be great. This way we can improve together. But one more time, this is what I found to work best for me, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll keep you updated. I believe we will have some volatile times now, but especially with the Bitcoin, the huge profits are coming when there is volatility on the market. Thanks for watching and I will see you in another video. Cheers.